Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
.7 HD2. We are live from the Big Boy in Brighton. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. What up,
Yes. Huh?
What's up, man?
Nothing. Excited to be at the Big Boy.
You ever been a big boy before?
Plenty of times.
Yes,
I used
you
to
can.
go to.
Remember, he loves the clam
this
strips.
This is the OG spot of my childhood.
Except they don't do clam strips anymore.
I love that for you.
I used to go to Big Boy every time I went downtown with my grandmother. It was a special occasion. In fact, downtown at that time had 3 Big Boys.
Okay. If I ever got good grades for a given week in school, my mom would take me to Big Boy to get a hot fudge sundae. That was my reward.
I love that for you.
Oh man, speaking of kids, Terry, I think we got to talk about it.
Yes, absolutely.
Long story short, people, a lot of kids were murdered yesterday at an elementary school. And, probably, not what you'd expect to start your morning with. I think Steve Kerr probably said it the best out of anybody I've heard speak on the issue.
The senator from Connecticut.
I do agree. I think enough is enough. But, again, is it going to be just talk for 2, 3, 4, 5 days, 7 days, Terry, and everyone's upset? Or
Absolutely.
Are these politicians actually going to do something?
I've been listening to and watching stuff on this, and I got the solution to eliminate all of this.
All right.
Period. There will be no school shootings in the United States of America. I'm surprised nobody else has brought it up.
I'm listening.
But I'm going to bring it up here. Here's what you do. You treat every school in America like they're in the hood. Now, when a school is in the hood, you already think, okay, there's danger around this school. There's gangs. There's all kinds. So what you do is you fortify that school. Have you ever been to a Detroit public school?
I have not.
All right, here's what happens. First of all, the Detroit public school, who has no money, has a police force with a police captain. And they're in every school, armed. And yes, you have metal detectors, but if you go in there clowning, you're gonna get your ass shot. and I know some people. Well, the shooters, the last 2 had body armors. Yeah, they did have body armor, but the Detroit people, they shoot you in the face. So don't come in here clowning. So, when is the last time you heard of a mass shooting in Detroit or Chicago?
Probably never, actually.
And you won't, because they're already prepared. Now, my kids went to West Bloomfield High School. And when you go into that school, there's one dude behind a little desk that's falling over. He's some old guy just trying to make minimum wage. You could blow through that guy in like 4 seconds, maybe 2 seconds. So suburban schools don't get it. They think they're safe. They can't be hit. Nobody wants to do anything to them. They're in a safe community. So what our schools, they're all relaxed. They're all in chill mode.
Yeah, but
not in the hood, though.
It's school. I mean, this should not be.
But it is. Adam, once upon a time in airports, you used to buy your ticket and walk straight to the plane. No metal detectors, no security guards, nothing. America has changed. So we have to change.
Yeah, we definitely have to change. The rules have to change. I don't have a solution. I really don't. So I'm open to yours. Look.
I already told you the solution. You just ignored it.
No, I said it.
He ignores everything. Don't feel bad.
Not true.
That's all right.
Not true
You
at
have
all.
selective listening.
No, again, what you're basically telling me is every school needs to be fortified moving forward.
Yes.
That's it. And, again, politicians, good luck convincing them to take money out of their possible deals that they have with their boosters and their supporters in the community.
Detroit is one of the poorest school districts in the nation. If Detroit can do it, why can't Grosse Pointe?
That's one city, and you have to apply
And
to
Chicago
every.
does the same thing.
Yes.
The big cities do it.
Yes.
The smaller ones don't.
And again, you need to fund that for every city across the United States to get this to become a zero tolerance thing.
Okay, if you can do it in Detroit, why can't you do it in Brighton or Grosse Pointe?
This is the same argument.
Because the kids' lives are not
money. They are important.
They
They're
got
so
the money.
Important. Then they should do it. I'm not
They
saying
do
you
do
shouldn't.
it.
Detroit and Chicago
The poorest
do.
school district in the state does
And
it.
the rest of the country isn't. That's a problem.
The big cities do it. Once again, Adam, when's the last time you had a mass shooting in a school in Chicago, Detroit, Boston? Chicago is the most dangerous city in America.
Okay, again, I'm with you.
Then
These
why are you
schools-
fighting me?
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I'm agreeing with you.
No, you're
I'm
not.
telling you that all these other cities and all these other districts need to do it. And they
Okay.
need the funding to do it. And then you'll tell me, well, if the poor schools can do it, these schools can do it. Sure, but I don't know the budget of every single school district.
But I tell you what, Birmingham's budget is double what it is in Detroit per student.
And do they pay their teachers more and faculty and
Not
everything
double.
across the board and their building costs?
Not
and
double.
again,
you got to
I
give
think-
up some. So you're saying
Do you-
kids' lives are not important as important as a building?
God, no. No, Terry. All right, look, you need to listen now. Do the schools take this upon themselves and do it, or does the government do it?
Schools do it.
Okay, so that's the key difference here. Is I think there needs to be government intervention, where they need to mandate something along these lines for all the schools across the entire United States. You think the schools are just going to do it just because? I don't see that happening.
Well,
And if
are they tired of these mass shootings?
Well, you know what? A lot of these schools, and not a lot, most of the schools and districts across the country haven't experienced it. So, yeah, of course they're not tired. You see it on TV and you almost become numb to it. This needs to be, in my opinion, a statewide and even federal law in place
Okay,
that pushes
let's do it.
for what you're doing. But I don't think you can rely on just the school districts to do it. They can barely get funding for their kids.
That first of all is not true. They can barely get funding for schools that are already doing it. You have a harder time funding schools in Detroit, Chicago, but they're doing it. And the reason they do it is because the
violence
already
there
know
is at a
they
higher
have
level.
violence. Right.
Well, yeah,
So-
they know they have violence. Some of these suburban schools, like you mentioned, are not aware or accustomed to violence. And that's the key difference. And that's why I think government intervention, hey, guys, you know what? Moving forward, we're going to require these three things in elementary schools, middle schools, high schools, whatever it may be. But that will have to come at a cost from the government and, of course, taxpayers. And the only way that gets done is through the law. Not just some school district
So what
deciding.
you're saying, sort of, is money's more important in these kids' lives.
No, I don't know how you're coming up with this. I really don't.
Here's what scares me. A white guy in a beard dressed in all black. Those are the ones that are shooting up schools.
God damn it, Terry. Look,
Is it true or not?
I mean, for the most part, it's white people doing these. I want to say the Texas shooter is Hispanic.
He is.
He is? All right. So I didn't want to misspeak there, but
What
guys,
does he hit? He hits like an
people
almost
think-
rural school in a small town
yeah,
because he he knows.
they're not
No
expecting it.
resistance.
Yeah, of course, and that's again, I think that's a nationwide decision that needs to be voted on. And again, you can take measures that will allow you to prevent these things, or not prevent, Terry, but deteriorate people from doing it. Right? You brought up Chicago and Detroit earlier. Why don't they happen in Chicago and Detroit? Well, you know, an individual would be less likely to do it there, knowing the situation they're walking to.
He would be
And if
actually
you-
be stupid if he were to do that.
Well, I mean, the person who did it already is stupid. But again, if you can apply that nationwide, I'm game for it. I
Okay.
just think it's going to take a collaborative effort that we haven't seen in God knows how long between.
Then let's
our
start
politics.
the movement.
Hey, I'm all
You notice,
for it,
my
Terry.
man, he shot his grandmama. He didn't go to San Antonio or Dallas. He didn't go to Houston. He went to a small rural school because he knows there's no resistance. It's a soft target.
Yeah, look, again, like we can sit here all day going back and forth on how we agree it's wrong, but at the end of the day, there's what do you have, 50 senators across the country?
Yeah, but those guys are boobs.
Well, those boobs are, I believe, as responsible because everyone can come at me with, guns are bad, gun laws, guns this, guns that. All right, fine. How do you deteriorate and how do you lessen the odds of something like this happening? That is the conversation.
Well,
you don't just poof, guns disappear. I don't believe in that. I think that's bogus. I think what they need to do is, yes, whether it's arming more security guards at the schools, metal detectors, whatever policies they want to put in place. I'd like to see the before and after rate once they've implemented it. And if it goes down, then they're doing the right thing.
All right, let me ask you a question. Since 9/11, how many planes have been hijacked in the United States?
How many planes have been hijacked? Probably a handful.
How about zero?
Zero?
None.
None have ever been taken like...
Not since 9/11.
Interesting.
And what happened after 9/11? More armed security. They're more coordinated.
Well, there's a federal... now they have procedures in place on individuals approaching the main deck or whatever it's called, the control room, where the pilots are. They have procedures. They also have an individual on every flight that is undercover. Again, so you can do this, but it has to be a nationwide commitment. They did that after 9/11.
Okay, let's have a nationwide commitment.
Yeah, I'm with you,
and here's
Terry.
the other thing. People are trained now. If you go near the cockpit in a plane, the passengers will kick your ass.
Yep.
They will mollywop you.
I can't believe we're talking about an elementary school. Not that any school is okay.
Why not? Because it's already happened before.
It's happened before. This is insane to me. It doesn't become easier to process just because it's happened so many times over the last few years. How
about the last few days? We had Buffalo.
Yep, that's
They're
right.
still burying those people, and now you got Texas.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
And here's how it will play out. We will be outraged today, and then the president has already talked about gun control and always talked about background checks. Then the Republicans will say, even if you had all that, this still wouldn't have stopped this one. So then they'll vote on it and it'll fail.
I think mental health and background checks are not background checks, but mental health checks are an absolute. Background checks are an absolute. Those are just small things you can do to try to prevent things like this. If I want to get up right now and punch Maddie, it is very easy for me to do it. But
no, it's not.
Yeah, but we wouldn't stop you. It was okay. She probably deserved it.
Thanks, Terry. No, I'm just thankful that it is the end of the school year because these things tend to trigger other ones to happen. So once somebody sees a school shooting happen, it happens again. Just because it's a string.
There's a mental health problem.
It is, absolutely.
In this country and with our politicians.
Because when I was working at Channel 4, that's when the string of school shootings was happening. And it just was one after another. And, yeah, you can't blame anything but somebody else seeing it and being like, oh, I can do that now.
Yeah, look, I still think it's a money issue.
Only country with crazy people?
I'm sorry?
Is the United States the only?
Of course not.
Then how come it doesn't happen at the same rate in other countries? I believe this. People start talking mental health when they don't want to talk about gun control. It's like, don't mess with my guns because there's a lot of people who think the government is coming to get me, and so I got to protect myself, so I need my
I
guns.
think we need to clarify what gun control means. Gun control means there are certain...
How about background checks?
Yeah, I think that's a must. I think mental health checks, a periodical test, these things must happen. And I think, yes, it does go a long way. And you're not hurting anybody. You're not preventing people from getting guns by doing this. Only the people who are unfit.
Right.
I think these things should be a lot simpler than what they are, Terry. It's very unfortunate.
Well, back in the day,
you look at money, though.
When I lived downtown, I keep hearing all this mental health stuff. I think that's bogus and crap. These are evil people.
Of course.
This is evil over mental health. Now,
we saw this when ISIS was a thing. We saw how many Americans were losing their mind trying to figure out how they were gonna get radicalized. It was a ridiculous trend for almost 2 years, 3 years.
Right. And so what we did is we went after all the dudes with dark hair and beards. Meanwhile, the terrorists were blonde-haired people from Colorado. We didn't do anything with them. It's like, they won't do anything, but they did actually.
Look, Terry, I mean, I still think, these schools have problems funding the schools. They have problems funding field trips. They have problems, and not only problems, they have severely underpaid teachers who don't get paid enough. This requires, in my opinion, government intervention, and if they can't do it, I would be very disappointed. It's making me sick at this point. We do need to go to break. Maddie, could you please do me a favor and tell me what the hell I'm supposed to do right now?
Yes, actually, it's what I'm supposed to do. And speaking of mental health, the sports marketing agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the F Word, helps spread awareness of fentanyl and other addictions. Go to thesportsma.com if you are struggling or know someone who is, and let them know that Woodward Sports sent you.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Hi, my diamonds.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. Because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Well, guys, if you are looking for something fun to do, look no further than the Fulling Warehouse in Hamtramck. That is home of the original football bowling pin game called Fulling. They've got two ways to play, $12 unlimited open play, or you can reserve a private lane for just $120. Don't forget, of course, they have a $2 mystery beer machine, as well as multiple full bars. Go check it out at thefullingwarehouse.com.
All right, let's move on a little bit. I want to talk about something else that makes me deeply sick.
Must be the Detroit Tigers then.
Well, you're spot on, Terry. It is absolutely the Detroit Tigers. Terry, I'm not holding any punches. A few weeks ago, I brought up Matt Millen and Avila to you. You said, no, not ready yet, right? 14-28, 42 games into the year. The most pathetic team in baseball, on pace to score less runs than the 2003 Tigers by over 100. They are worse. I want to say they are on pace to be 70 runs worse than the 2010, I believe, Seattle Mariners. This team is beyond pathetic. No bats anywhere in the lineup outside of Miguel Cabrera, who's 39 years old. Mm-hmm. The farm system's a joke. Avila's a joke. Did I mention he's overweight? Did I mention he's incompetent? Did I mention he's a hippo? Did I mention he has made nothing but bad decision after bad decision after bad decision during his time as the GM of the Detroit Tigers? Did I mention that he traded some of the marquee players that you need to get away? And these are players that move you forward in your rebuild. He gave them away for a bag of peanuts.
No.
Oh, mustard.
For
Excuse
some
me.
mustard. That's all he got was some mustard. There.
Avila.
And I think he maybe a pepper shaker. That's all he got for
Look, Terry.
JD and JV.
Avila for me is not walking. He is in Matt Millen territory. There has not been a worse GM in Detroit sports history outside of Matt Millen and Avila.
I can go that. No, but what you proposed to me a few weeks ago, who was worse?
Yeah, and
so
I'm ready to...
I have to pick a side.
Oh,
if you want to say there's been no GMs worse than Avila and Matt Millen, bam.
Okay, then let me take it one step further then. Okay. Avila is a worse GM than Matt Millen. Avila walked into a very good situation with an opportunity over the last 7-8 years to rebuild this team and bring it back to the days of winning baseball. And what did he do? He traded away all the young, up-and-coming marquee talent for mustard.
He did not come into a good situation. He came in a deteriorating situation.
Not deteriorating. They were not the great team that they were. When he arrived, they still had pieces, and those pieces you could distribute and trade for assets, which he failed to do. He traded them for mustard.
Right.
Terry?
And he's bad. Matt Millen took over a team that was one play away from making the playoffs, and then sank that ship into the ground. Matt Millen, the Lions had a 28% win percentage. You cannot tell me anybody was as bad as him. Now,
I don't know. Avila is ready to have this
is
team
a
is
joke.
on pace. This team is on pace, Terry, to not only have a worse season than 2003, but I argue, and you know what? I won't argue. I will tell you the truth. If they continue at this pace, this season for the Tigers is worse than the Lions' 0-16 season.
Nah, can't.
Terry.
Can't go there,
Terry.
bro. Oh, and
The
16,
Farmers,
think about it.
No, I don't care. The Farmers in 1914 could hit the baseball better than this team. This is the worst baseball product we have seen ever in the history of baseball.
The Harvard football team in 1880 could tackle better than the 0-16 Lions.
Not look. You know what? What year was that? 2008.
Yeah.
Here, we're gonna go game by game. That team, for as bad as they were, right? They had some doofuses. Rod Marinelli's son-in-law was on the coaching staff, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Terry.
He was.
They lost all their games. Let's see, their point differential over the course of the year. They scored 200. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, they scored 268 points. So if I go to the last 3 years, let's just see how many points they scored over the last 3 years. 268 in the 2008 season. They scored. I don't know why this thing is taking forever to load, Terry. It's kicking my ass. The point is,
I don't know what point you're looking for. That
point
team
I'm,
was
the
awful.
point I'm trying to make is, as bad as that 0-16 team was, they were at least playing in games throughout the season. They had close calls.
How many games did they win?
Again, look, I understand. I literally acknowledged 0-16, the worst, one of the worst franchises ever. But in that specific year, that was one of the worst seasons. Yes. Did the Browns not go 0-16?
Yes.
Yes, they did.
And we don't praise the Browns.
No, we don't. But when we're comparing shit and manure, I'm looking at manure, and I think I'm going to acknowledge that it's actually Avila. He's unbelievably bad.
Now, here, let me teach you something about the NFL. You don't get this. 40 to 60% of games are decided by a score. That's the way the NFL is set up. You're supposed to win those games. I don't care about close calls because here I did a little research for you. I went through a whole season because fans always say, we only lost by 5 points. We could have won that game. Now, if you give every team that lost by one score a victory, say they won that game, the worst record in the NFL would be 9-7. This is under the 16-game format. I haven't done it for this year, but I did that because fans always say we only lost by one score. We could have won that game. But if you play that game, the worst team in the NFL would be 9-7. And you know what? That's statistically impossible.
It's statistically impossible to play 162 games and be on pace to score 327 runs, which is 63 less than the fewest runs ever scored in baseball history. Do you know how bad you have to be?
You got to be awful.
Terry, when the team is down 1-0, I think the game's already over.
It is over. But no. They do score 2 runs sometimes. So technically when it gets to 3 runs, it's over.
God damn it, man. This is so bad. This is so bad. I'm telling you, Terry. They're on pace to have – here, if you won't accept worse than 0-16, they are on pace to have just as bad of a season in their respective sport as the Detroit Lions' 0-16 record.
Okay, they're on pace, but the season's not over.
18 and what? No, 18. I'm being generous on that number.
No,
they're worse.
14
they're 14 and 28.
So that's bad. But I will say this. I experienced the 0-16 season, was at just about every game, saw the impact of 0-16. It's worse than this. Now, people are sick. Yes. People are sick today. Sick because they've had expectations for the Tigers.
We've been sick for 8 years, waiting for this,
but you're
waiting
sicker
for
this year.
individual to turn this team around. Terry, I can't give you top 5 pick after top 5 pick after top 5 pick to look at my farm system and say, oh, well, we don't have any bats to bring up? We don't have any pitching staff to bring up? Oh, Casey, he's injured? Oh, Tarek Skubal actually turned out better than Casey Mize, and there are a ton of people that actually wanted the hitter who's out in, I want to say, in Philly right now. instead of Casey Mize. It would be nice to have a bat, is what I'm saying. And Avila has proven time after time after time again, he has no idea what the hell he's doing. And I can't believe, I don't know what the hell Chris Ilitch is doing.
True.
What the hell's he
all
doing?
of that true. Chris Ilitch, this is the other thing that hurts Avila. Dave Dombrowski had Mike Ilitch as the owner. Mike Ilitch would say, you know what? I don't like the way things are going. Get me a bat. I don't care how much it costs. You think Chris Ilitch is going to do that? Hell no. He's going to say, let's find someone that's, a fine bat that's affordable because I don't want to.
Baez, a guy that'll bat 230 but give you 27 home runs. Wow. Really changed the game.
And a million strikeouts.
And a million strikeouts.
And like I said, Javi Baez, there is no reason to throw this man a strike. No reason.
Terry, I look at this baseball team, and I think to myself, 77 wins last year. I thought they'd be 6, 7, 8 games better this year. And I'm watching them go beyond pace to not only have one of the worst records in baseball, but to score the fewest runs in MLB history. This is an all-time low. This is an all-time low. Go Tigers. Go Tigers, my ass.
It is an all-time low, and their win percentage the last 7 years is 38%. That's terrible.
The Tigers, here, let me try to, bring this all together. Just to explain just how bad they are. We are associating the Detroit Tigers with the Detroit Lions. You know how bad you have to be to even be affiliated with this football franchise?
Awful. We agree, but what you want me to do is you want me to go down to the dungeon with all the crap and say this team is worse than the 0-16 Lions. I'm not doing that.
That's fine. I think this is worse. I think this is more damaging. I truly believe this is more damaging. I've seen an 0-16 team recover and win a playoff game 3, 4, 5 years later.
Did you see this one?
In Detroit, no. In Detroit, no. But, again, we're going to follow up Matt Millen with what? Martin Mayhew? And then you move on from Martin Mayhew to, what's his face, Bob Quinn?
What year is this?
We're not doing great.
What year is this, 2022?
Yes.
And that was 08, right?
14 years.
The Lions have not recovered from 0-16. They have not recovered fully from Matt Millen. That's why he is
I don't believe that. I don't believe that because
really?
They were able to draft Matthew Stafford. They were able to draft Calvin Johnson. They were able to draft Ndamukong Suh. And they put together for a 2-year stretch a pretty damn good roster where they underachieved. They had a team. They had a team where you had to take very seriously. They had a pass rush. Now, did they deliver any substantial success? Absolutely not. They failed. But to say they didn't recover, how?
I'll tell you why. They still had that. When they came into the locker room, they had that loser's mentality.
Yeah, it's on the coaching and it's on the GM.
No, it's on the franchise.
That's what happens when you get.
It's on the franchise.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that. That's
once again, how many playoff games have the Lions won since 0-16?
If you don't, this is on the head coach. You know why? Because the St. Louis Rams were a piss-poor franchise for 10 years.
Not like the Lions.
10 consecutive losing seasons. Sean McVay walks in, 5 consecutive winning seasons, 2 Super Bowl appearances, 1 Super Bowl title. I don't want to hear that it's just on the organization only. They have never had a good enough head coach ever in this town. They've never had a good enough GM in this town, and that's why.
And they haven't had good enough ownership. Who keeps picking knuckleheads.
Of course. And now they have a situation where you have Brad Holmes. Okay, people are starting to like Brad Holmes. I'm a big fan of his. I think he's doing good work. And you have to look at the head coach and say, is he that guy? And, of course, we'll find out over the coming years. But
I don't know.
I'm sorry, Terry. Avila is a joke. It's an absolute joke. The Tigers are playing some of the worst baseball I've ever seen in my life.
And guess what? I agree. I'm just not willing to go 0-16. And probably the reason is because I was in that locker room every week watching these losers talk BS. Oh, we're going to turn it around. Oh, we're right there. It's okay, right.
Yeah, again, they are losers. This team, I don't think they would be lucky to win 44, 45 games, which would surpass the 2003 Tigers. It's a joke team, man. This is a joke team. The Lions, Terry, are only favored in 3 games this season. I do want your opinion on the schedule. Obviously, it's the 5th easiest schedule across the league, but they're only favored in 3 games.
I thought the Lions are going 12-5 this year. What happened?
Depends who you ask. Maddie, what should we do? moving forward. Please. I have nothing in front of me.
It's
Could
okay.
you guys help me?
It's okay. I'll let you know. You just need to tell us about the good old people at Lady Jane's.
I appreciate it. Well, guys, if you want to look as great as I do, you should go over to Lady Jane's because they're awesome. Stylists will take care of you like they take care of me. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. No appointment necessary. Lady Jane's haircuts for men. Get the King's treatment like this little boy here in this picture. Check them out. Lady Jane's. It's wicked awesome.
He's going deep, right side. Oh, that is Edwards out there. He goes up in the air at the goal line.
Hey, it's Brandon Edwards here, wanting to welcome the sports marketing agency to Woodward Sports Network, to the family. Glad to have you guys. For the last decade, the sports marketing agency has literally leveraged athletes around issues such as mental health and substance abuse.
Glad that we can finally start trying to get the stigma off of mental health that's been there for all these years.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Winning is a habit. So is listening daily to Woodward Sports. We're glad you're a winner, and thanks for listening.
OddsTrader.com is the #1 site for all of your game day bets. Head on over to their website for the best price on every game and sign up offers from multiple sports books. You'll even find player statistics and key game stats all right there on OddsTrader.com. And don't forget, for play-by-play updates, live scores, and bet tracking, you can download the OddsTrader app from the App Store today.
All right, we're back live from Big Boy.
Yeah,
out
we
here in
are.
Brighton. I'm enjoying myself.
Adam, we have a couple T-shirts to give away too.
Do we?
We do.
I'm down.
And you got one to wear. I think you look cute.
If you guys want me to take off my clothes.
No, he has to wear a vest at all times, so.
Why?
Not necessarily.
It's his vest is like his safety vest. You know what I'm saying? Like your anxiety vest. Is that what they call those?
All right. Well, let's do this.
Look at this.
Anybody in the
Big
chat?
Boy exclusive T-shirts.
Everybody in the
just
chat.
for us.
Drop Big Boy in the chat. All right.
it.
And Maddie will select
Drop it like
one
it's
of
hot.
you. One of you before the next break. She'll pick another one at 9 o'clock, and then we'll do one right before the show ends during.
And one other thing, you notice Adam's vests are always made of nylon. You know why? Because when he starts drooling, he can just wipe it off real quick.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. All right,
You didn't
Terry.
sign up for this, did you?
I signed up for everything.
He
Don't worry.
definitely did sign up for this.
I am fully
He
prepared
is a
for
drooler.
any and everything. This is my ballpark. Maddie's just having
You're
a good
such a
old time.
cutie pie.
He is a cutie pie.
Yeah, like that's my limit. We're not gonna cross that line.
No, you're a berry delicious strawberry pie during the Strawberry Fest at Big Boy. Oh,
But okay, I'm gonna fight you a little bit.
Uh-oh.
You know what's better than the strawberry pie?
What?
The banana cream pie.
Oh.
Very, very underrated.
Underrated?
Yes. Have you had the banana cream pie?
I have not.
Of course. Oh, that's right. You've never had a coney dog. You've never been to Pine Knob.
Terry,
He
I'm
hasn't
28.
had a
He's never been to
Detroit-style
downtown
pizza.
Detroit.
What am I supposed to? Terry, I work. I'm busy. I don't have time for this stuff.
Do you work 24-hour shifts?
Is it delivery or is it
I work
DiGiorno?
about 14 hours.
Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
He's still working.
Then you're a loser then. That's all I got to say.
God, thanks, Terry. Terry, Lions favored in 3 games this season. We look at the 5th easiest schedule. They play teams like Miami, New York, Seattle, the Giants, the Jets, obviously, as I mentioned earlier, Chicago twice. Only favored in 3 games. Tells you a lot about what Vegas thinks of this football team. Terry, is the 6 to 8 win Lions theory too much to ask for in year 2? I will say no. I don't think it's too much.
Well, it's not, because Vegas, their job is to get money on both sides of the line. But when Vegas has you put your money on the over-under, it says 6.5. So when you look at individual games, you look at an individual game and say, the Lions can't win that game. Or they won't win that game. When you look at a 17-game season, you say, now they'll win 6 or 7 games, which is usually the case. So Vegas is contradicting itself, but Vegas at the same time is saying at the end of the season, the Lions will have the 4th or 5th worst record in the National Football League. So this doesn't surprise me.
At the end of the day, Terry, with this football team, regardless of how many games they're going to be favored in or how many they aren't, Terry, this league is set up for you to turn it around every 3 years, correct? This league is set up for you to win 4 or 5 games at worst every single year. And I think when you look at the schedule, there's no reason why you can't put together a 7-10, 8-9, possibly 9-8 season with this roster, with this coaching staff, which we give a lot of praise to Aaron Glenn for, right? We give a lot of praise to Dan Campbell and Ben Johnson on what they did to turn around the offense midway into the season last year. So the team's getting a lot of praise, as they should in some areas. Obviously, the front office is doing a very good job. I don't see anybody complaining about the draft, not even necessarily the draft picks, but the moves in the draft, trading up 20 spots in the first round only for a third-round pick. Teams making moves. I believe they're on the right track to become a successful team. And my definition of success, Terry, is not a 9-8 season, not an 8-9 season, 10-7 season. My definition of success is contending for the division, getting to the playoffs, winning your division, and of course, dare I say,
so you're talking long term. But in the short term, if they finish 10-7, that's a successful season.
I think that's very impressive. But as you can say, in the short term, 10-7 is impressive. If they follow it up with 9-8 and then 8-9, we'll look back at the 10-7 year and say, well, that was their ceiling with this guy. So, yes, I believe 10 wins would be extremely impressive. I think it would put him in Coach of the Year conversation. Do I expect them to win 10 games? I don't. I still believe they have a lot of growing pains to get through. Now, whether or not they can get through it early, Jameson Williams won't be available likely for the first few games of the year. How does that affect their offense before and when he comes back? Lots of questions going into the year. TJ Hawkinson's health, DeAndre Swift's health. Will they be healthy for the upcoming year? But at the end of the day, Terry, the schedule's in front of you. I don't like going game by game and telling you, hey, you know what, Terry? That's a winnable, because they're doing the same thing about the Lions, right? And
everybody is saying when they see the Lions, that's a win.
Every team that looks at their schedule, any fan that looks at their schedule, it's the same thing. Terry, I believe that's cream pie.
Oh, this is the banana cream pie.
All right. Well, Terry's living life.
Yeah,
Terry is living life. I'm all for it.
But it's breakfast. I should have the banana cream pie omelet. No, just kidding.
Banana cream pie omelet?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Is that a thing,
no,
really?
It's not.
Okay, thank God.
I just made that up.
Scared.
No, because, it's breakfast time.
Add that to the list of things I haven't eaten.
Same. Me too.
That would have been a shocker.
we got too many tight asses around here. I like to tell jokes sometimes. Joke is something that you tell that's kind of true, but not true at the same time.
Terry, we're in public right now.
I think we got the joke there.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Oh man,
we're always in public.
Enjoy the banana cream pie.
Safety of our studio.
Enjoy the banana cream pie.
Yeah, but we're talking to the public even if we're in the studio.
Damn right.
Yeah, but now people are staring at us, and it makes me a little nervous.
They're staring at you because you're ugly.
I know.
Now,
I don't have my light today. What do you want me to do?
Welcome to No Light Studio Production, Maddie, everybody. That's what you wake up with.
Yeah, it's not good. Sorry, everyone. My apologies.
Don't worry. It doesn't get any better over here, Maddie. Don't worry.
You at least have, you look cute today.
I don't like being called cute, and I don't like being called cutie pie either. That was a disaster the other day. We talked about it yesterday.
He is a cutie pie, though.
Oh, whatever, man. Whatever. Look.
Hey, you could be crusty, so count your blessings.
Or minty.
That's right. But you know what? Seriously, when you look at the profile, he does have a cute little nose. Doesn't Adham have the cutest little nose? on a guy?
I'm glad I'm a guy.
You are.
Fuck. All right.
I don't really know where to go from here. I'm sorry.
I am lost. And then there's like this huge pie that's being.
Oh, wow. Look at this. This is the strawberry cream pie.
Dang.
All right. Awesome.
That's the berry delicious strawberry pie. Look at that thing.
Awesome.
Right.
Ooh,
Oh, did they?
That's nice.
It's like,
That's nice of them.
Let me see if they've changed the recipe on the banana cream here. You made it?
Ooh.
Oh, I'm sure it's delicious then if you made it.
Terry's on full bachelor mode right now. Look, back.
I'm a bad guy.
How is it?
I admit it. It's
How
delicious.
Is it? Awesome. All right, so banana cream pie from Big Boy. Delicious. Make sure you guys check it out. What the hell is going on here? I'm so confused.
Now, when they come up with the banana cream pie omelet, that's gonna be sick.
You know what? Can we put in that request for Terry? Can that
What?
be a Terry specific item? Could they make a banana cream pie
I would
omelet?
actually eat it though.
You wouldn't eat it? What the hell are you asking me to do? Get it done for you for? I'm out here pulling
That
strings.
sounds like the worst thing.
Once again, it's a joke. A joke is when you tell a story that's kind of true but not true at the same time.
Oh my god.
Explain this to you young people.
No, that's just a lie.
Oh, God. Curtis
Oh,
Schultz?
Curtis Schultz.
That's
right.
awesome. Tell him thank you so much.
Thanks for the berry pie.
I don't know
That's
why
right.
I'm telling you to thank him. I could just thank him. I don't know what that was. Thank you,
Good.
Curtis.
Thank him for us.
Thank you.
I think Adham is discombobulated today.
I am. These.
And that's my fault.
Yeah, you're really throwing me off this morning. I don't even know what the hell we're talking about. Lions, not tigers.
And bears.
I am tired
Oh
of
my.
talking about the Tigers, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like we got one more time. We got to bring them up at what 9:29. We're gonna bring it up one more time, and I think it may be the last time I bring it up all season. That's a lie. No, I'm being serious.
That is a lie.
I am getting fed up. I just can't talk about them anymore. It's really frustrating the hell out of me. And I don't want to be an angry person. I already wake up angry. I don't need more things in my life to make me angry.
Do you know what I do to punish myself when I've been a bad boy?
Oh my God. Where's this going?
I watch all 9 innings of a Tiger game. And then I just slap myself. Why did you do that?
God. All right, look, we are going to head to break in a little bit. When we get back, the Rooney Rule continues to expand, Terry. It's now applying to quarterbacks coaching. I want your opinion on where we go with this rule moving forward and how you bring in this rule to where you are putting together a true, genuine, what's the word I'm looking, an equal rights employer, essentially, for the NFL. Not that there isn't, let's just call it what it is, buddy-buddy going on, but how do you position individuals to move forward and progress in their career? I do want to get to that in a little bit. But before we do, Maddie, what do we got on the plate?
Yes, I have to tell you about Syntron. The summer of Syntron is here, and now it's available at your local Kroger. Pick it up right now. They got a special deal going on, 2 for just $4. It's an absolute steal. Head on over to your local Kroger. Syntron is the new energy drink for the active lifestyle. Drink it, live it with Syntron.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
Hi, I'm Cade Cunningham. I'm proud to partner with Hall Financial, the mortgage company known for 5-star service. Don't just take my word for it. Check out their 5,000 5-star reviews for yourself. Go to callhallfirst.com and get started with your 5-star experience today.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to Woodward Sports for more great videos.
Well, you guys, we may be staring at all this delicious pies that come out here at Big Boy, but we still love us some wings from Wing Snob. They've got fresh, juicy, hormone-free chicken, the best traditional wings in the game. Try out their signature sauces, Jamaican jerk or lemon pepper. Their wings are tossed to perfection in any sauce that you may choose. When the wings are this good, you're allowed to be a snob. Order online now at wingsnob.com. Wing Snob, we just have better wings.
All right, we're back live from Big Boy here.
I'm sad people can't hear Fish during these.
I am glad
right
they
now.
can't hear Fish.
You know what I want to know?
Wings in football. How can you not? You know?
I needed a day away from Fish. I really did.
I like
so
Fish.
rude.
I like when he's around.
I like him too.
He's a good young man.
He just needs to shut the hell up
Salt of
sometimes.
the earth. No. Let him speak his mind.
You
Look
need
at
to
him.
shut the hell up sometimes too, but we don't say that to you.
My job is
Actually,
to shut
we
the
do.
hell up.
We do say that.
We do tell him to shut the hell up.
All right, Terry, Rooney Rule expands again. Now diving into the quarterback coaching position. Terry, is there a solution in the near future with the Rooney Rule that allows progress to be made on a, I would say, not only a consistent level, but a level that's fair and that is empowering the league to advance and move forward?
Well, I think the solution is that everybody, including the public, sports fans, needs to change their mindset. This is not just an owner thing. Like a white owner doesn't feel comfortable with a black guy running his team. But when you talk and listen to sports fans, still, if you bring up a black guy who's up for a job, they say, well, is he qualified? We don't say that about white people.
I think that was true many years. It's been true, actually,
true
for
today.
the longest time. I think, well, recently, this past offseason, you had Byron Leftwich, who I think overqualified. You had, Brian Flores out in Miami lose his job, overqualified for a head coaching position. There are candidates out there that are more than capable. What surprised me was the Lovie Smith hiring. I didn't think that was a good decision for Houston, but to me what that looked like was just another 1 year, 2 year stopgap and fire him when the team is ready to compete. I didn't like that move. I thought that move wasn't ideal. I didn't think it was fair to Lovie either, but hey, I mean, who's going to turn down a head coaching job? I don't know who.
Not me.
So, I look at this rule, Terry, and I think it's done good things. I think it's definitely progressed diversity in the NFL. Definitely there's a way to go. Considering from where the NFL began till now, I think it's gotten a lot better, yes?
Oh, yeah. We went from one black head coach to two. Yep, you're right.
That's not fair. That's not fair. And this,
it is fair.
For this upcoming season, if you only want to judge it based on the current amount of black head coaches, I don't think that's an accurate depiction of the amount that have been in place since the rule became finalized. Since it was put in place, there have been an abundance, and there have been some really good ones. I believe there are 5 that have, or 6 that have a winning record and a winning playoff record. There are many. There's Mike Tomlin, who's a Super Bowl winning head coach. There's multiple coaches that have been very successful, and it is a handful, though, in what is probably a 40 to 50 data sample size of black head coaches. Is it as many as the white head coaches are? Is it as many as the white head coaches who suck and then get a second job? No. I think that's all different conversations. But if we're just going to sit here and say, oh, there's Mike Tomlin and Lovie Smith this year, we're not making any progress, I would look at Byron Leftwich and say, all right, he was offered the Jaguars job. He didn't want to work with Trent Baalke. And I don't blame him, by the way, for not wanting to work with Trent Baalke, because the dude took Trayvon Walker, #1 overall. Unbelievable, instead of protecting his franchise quarterback. So, yeah, I look at that situation. That's an individual instance where that's a guy who is qualified and will get a job. I look at Aaron Glenn. He's going to be able to get a job. I look at the defensive coordinator out in New York with the Giants. Goodness, I forget his name. He is... He's extremely qualified. We're starting to see the rise of qualified African-American head coaches and just coaches in general. I think that is
See, there you go. We never use that word with white people. Are they qualified? We assume they're qualified, but then you're like, well, black guy's qualified and this guy's qualified.
I'm not distinguishing whether or not they're qualified. What I'm telling you is there is a larger sample pool of qualified coaches
who are not getting jobs.
Yes, in theory, yes, but also that there have ever been before. They are now making their ways through the league. You have your Deuce Staley's, your Aaron Glenn's, your Aubrey Pleasant's. Just in Detroit, these are guys that are seen as future head coaches now.
But they won't get the job.
Again, I'm not going to hire Deuce Staley right now. He hasn't been a coordinator.
Would you hire him in 10 years?
I mean, if he I'd expect him to get a job in 6 years if he leaves Detroit, goes and becomes to be an offensive coordinator. Yeah, but again, it's funny how we're not talking or saying anything about this with people like Kevin O'Connell or the dude in Green Bay. God, what the hell's his name? Not Green Bay, Denver. Nathaniel Hackett. These are guys again. Where the league is going is on the offensive side of the ball. Right, and everybody's looking for the next up-and-coming, sexy, offensive-minded guy. That's why people are raving about Ben Johnson. And you look around the league, and I actually want to bring this back up probably the next time we talk about this, which is outside of Bieniemy, are there any OCs that are African-American right now off the top of your head? I truly cannot remember.
I can't remember. But Bieniemy...
But it's not a majority either.
Bieniemy had... he was supposed to be the next guy, period. And he didn't get a gig. He even he had a game plan. He already had his offensive coordinator and defensive coordinators picked out. And so he was supposed to be the next great thing. He didn't get a gig.
Yeah, look, I mean, he was somebody that we talked about when Matt Patricia was fired. He was somebody that we wanted here in Detroit. That was an option. There was the Robert Saleh conversation. And then, of course, Dan Campbell came out of the blue. When we look at the Rooney Rule, Terry, I think it's helped slightly. I also just believe there's a different upbringing and evolution from player to coach because majority of the players in the league are African American. And typically, you're seeing all these guys spend their teens and their early college days as assistants, undergrads, to coaching staffs. And then they go and they get around the league, they get promoted, moved, whatever the hell happens. And then it's typically with either players or individuals outside of players who have a late start. I think that's also a factor. Is it everything? No. Is it the majority? No. But I think there's many factors here into why we're seeing not only the talent pool increase every year in terms of African American coaches that are actually qualified legitimately to be coaches, coordinators in this league. There is progress. I just don't believe that there is a compelling data sample that will tell me, hey, you know what, all these African American head coaches that aren't getting jobs went on and proved that they were phenomenal head coaches, or the ones that did get jobs got a raw deal. I believe only 4 or 5 head coaches all time that are African American of the 57 or 54, one of the two numbers, have a winning record. Now, again, you could make the argument that I made earlier with Lovie Smith. He's in a losing situation. Nobody expects Lovie Smith to win with the Texans. Nobody expects him to turn it around. Everybody expects him to be the stop guy until they get a franchise quarterback and they revamp the roster. And when they do, you know what they're going to do, Terry? They're going to go look for their Ben Johnson. That's what's going to happen, and that's shitty.
It is, and there has been slight progress, but the thing that's embarrassing is a lot of times black head coaches interview after the decision has already been made of who's going to be the next head coach.
For example, I would love to I think this is a perfect example. Joe Sheen, New York Giants GM, named as the GM. Mm-hmm. Everybody knew that was Brian Dable's job.
Right.
Do we have a problem with that?
So that,
and I have a problem.
Is it a problem that he has to bring someone in black for a token interview?
I think that's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing.
And I think that's not right for that individual, whoever it is. And I believe what they did end up doing is interviewing internally with the defensive coordinator I mentioned it earlier. So, again, it's a fake interview for a guy that you know isn't. I don't like. That's the one thing that bothers me about the Rooney Rule. I don't want to label Brian Leftwich. I don't want to label Aubrey Pleasant, Aaron Glenn as check the box guys. I don't want to check the box. I really want to vet these guys out. And, you know, my mindset probably extremely naive because I'm a little bit younger. I'm much more understanding. And obviously the older individuals we're talking about are less likely to think this way. But, Terry, that is my mindset when it comes to the Rooney Rule. I think it's very unfair to I get an interview knowing I'm not really having an opportunity for this game.
Let me give you some real life experience. When Matt Millen was deciding to, he he wanted Marty Morningweg to be his coach. I was talking to black assistant coaches in the NFL who said they weren't going to interview with the Lions. And Matt Millen got in trouble with it for not interviewing a black head coach. But all those black head coaches said, we're not going to Detroit. I don't care. Matt Millen was calling them. They said, nope. They hung up on him. They said, we're not, because we know you've already made the decision. So they decided, we're not going to interview with you. So Matt Millen gets fined. The Lions get fined. So was that fair to Matt Millen?
No.
To be fined?
No, not necessarily.
Right. So that is the other thing. Sometimes black head coaches say, I'm not going to interview because I know it's a sham. So that's on you.
Brian Flores declined to Houston, declined multiple interviews also, and I don't blame him. I think he should be in Pittsburgh, take a year or two off, see how this lawsuit progresses, and then go into a good situation. I think he's a good football coach. Is he special? Is he great? Can he win a division? I don't know that yet. But I don't think he's reached his ceiling, and I think he overperformed in Miami with the roster that was given to him, especially on the defensive side of the ball. And then you look at what Miami did now. Terry, what did Miami do? Mike McDaniels, up-and-coming smart mind out of San Francisco, from the Kyle Shanahan, Mike Shanahan, Sean McVay tree. And what does he do? He brings in Tyreek Hill. And they're revamping the offense, and they're being offensively driven. Well, welcome to the NFL. Are they going to be successful? Who knows? But that's where the league is going, and that's where it's been going. So for me, Terry, I have a tough time wrapping my head around how the Rooney Rule can solve all the problems. I think it at least brings it to the table. I also
it can't solve all the problems until you change mindsets. Until you.
And is that something you do over time? That's my question.
Well,
because
NFL
my generation would be much more open to having conversations. In theory, I'm going based on the majority, would be much more open to having a conversation. But again, is it at the expense or the cost of quality? I don't know. I really don't.
So you question if you start hiring more black head coaches, will the quality of the product go down?
Not necessarily. What I mean is, are we doing it just to do it? And that would be my concern. And I hope we don't get to that point, because I think that's actually bad for the game. I think it's bad also for the individual and for the minority group. I just don't think that's a good look.
Okay, that once again is unfair, and this is why we're in this situation, because of people like you. There are bad white head coaches.
Yes.
They're awful, and they keep getting second and third.
We don't address them as bad white head coaches,
No,
though.
but you just said, well, I just don't want the quality of the league to go down. So you got doubts in your mind.
No, I don't have doubts in my mind. What I don't want.
You question if
I don't. I'm not questioning
we're going
the
to go
individuals.
down.
No, I'm not. What I'm questioning is a rule in place that forces me to make a decision based on anything outside of football. That's my concern. That has nothing to do with the individual, what their success could or could not be. There have been awful coaches like Hugh Jackson. There have been awful coaches like Matt Patricia, Rod Marinelli. This is not about color. The problem I have is this rule doesn't solve all the problems. I think it brings a conversation to the table. But, Terry, you can't tell me that, basing the future of this game on, well, you know what, we want to diversify more. Well, what does that mean exactly? So now we have to have a specific number of coaches where we're like, all right, 4 out of the 32 are minority, we're good with it. Or 8 out of the...
But you're okay with guys hiring head coaches that they like.
I can't control that, though.
But that's a reality. You don't question that.
Do I have to tell Maddie who she has to date? If she wants to date some bum off the street, I can't control that.
Let her date the bum off the street.
Yes.
But don't let the bum come on here and ruin our show.
No, but...
I don't care if she dates.
Why do I have to be the subject?
Sorry, Maddie. Your life, your personal life had
That's
to be...
right. She was dating... what's my man's name?
What is it?
Damn, I forget. Never mind.
You know what's funny is, we're having a conversation and, what qualifies a coach? Because we've seen tight end coaches get hired. We've seen special teams coaches like Joe Judge get hired. And I don't agree with that. And I don't agree with some of these guys. I think a coordinating position for me is a must if I'm a GM, right? If I'm making a decision, Terry, that doesn't apply to the whole league. If I'm making a decision, I would be much more comfortable going with an offensive coordinator moving forward, given how the NFL is, or an offensive assistant or a quarterback's coach. That's what I'm looking at. Hell, even a tight ends coach I would consider. Why? Because I've seen Sean McVay come into the league and dominate as a tight ends coach. So, again, he had offensive coordinating experience. This is the thing. I think you need to have coordinating experience, white, black, doesn't matter who, for me to hire you. But now I'm not the GM, Terry, and I think that's the biggest issue. If I was, let me think here. Let's think of a team with a young up-and-coming quarterback, Chicago. I wouldn't have hired the defensive coordinator out of Indianapolis. I think that's a stupid hire. I think he is going to be an absolute disaster in Chicago, and I think they should have brought Byron Leftwich. I think they should have brought Mike McDaniels, one of these offensive-minded individuals, to the table in Chicago, but they didn't. And then I'm going with a defensive coordinator. Chicago's in the gutter. I think that's my point. Is I'm not trying to point out that there isn't an issue. What I'm trying to tell you is you don't solve it by just checking the box. I think that is so disrespectful. I think that we're not getting anywhere doing that.
I think, once again, your mindset needs to be different. There are black males who can be head coaches but don't get the chance. The whole qualified thing is annoying to me. They
what do you
are
mean?
being because, once again, we always put in – black head, they qualified, or this guy's qualified, or this one is not. We don't use that word with white people. It's like he's either the right guy for the job at this time or not. I already know he's qualified, but is he the right guy now?
Dan Campbell wasn't qualified when he was hired.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't. And we're sitting here, again, and no one's having
I didn't see anybody fighting Dan Campbell. Oh, he shouldn't be the Lions coach. It wasn't that big.
I mean, I did my job, but regardless of the point, I do see where you're coming from, Terry. I really do, but I think this.
But with Dan Campbell, he won so many people over with kneecaps, and he came in crazy and wild, and yeah, there was a lot of national people like, okay, the Lions are a nutty, fruity organization hiring this guy, but here's what you had in Detroit. I'll play for that guy. I'm a factory worker. I weigh 450 pounds, but for Dan Campbell, I'll be the next Lions running back, and I'll run a 4.2 40 because this guy motivates me.
Let me address Jamel Cooper in the chat. He said the most successful head coach in NFL history is a defensive-minded guy, meaning Bill Belichick. Why does a defensive-minded coach automatically get pushed down to you? Because, dumbass, the Bills, who have a defensive-minded head coach, haven't stopped the Patriots, who have a defensive-minded head coach, couldn't stop Josh Allen on their last 14 possessions, all of them touchdowns. Bill Belichick is struggling in today's NFL. Zimmer just lost his job out in Minnesota. He's struggling in the NFL. So do me a favor. Take your defensive coordinators, shove them up your ass, because you're not winning football games with them.
I'll agree. Because, here's the other thing. People, the game changes.
Thank you.
25 years ago, I'm hiring a defensive coordinator. Today,
of course,
with the rule changes,
I want Sean Payton. I want Kyle Shanahan. I want Sean McVay. That's the up-and-coming. I want Mike McDaniels because he could be that. I don't want Matt what is his name? Eberflus? What a disaster. Chicago's going to lose 17 games. Fuck them. They deserve it. Oh, God. No, nobody likes Chicago. Nobody likes Chicago. Sorry, Terry.
Especially here in Detroit. No, nobody likes Chicago.
All right, good. All right, we got to go to break, Maddie. I ruined the whole clock.
You know what? It's fine.
I probably should stop swearing, too.
You should probably stay out.
You're going to have to. At some point.
You should probably just stay out if you know what I'm saying. Guardian Alarm. They keep you safe, and they give you peace of mind. And they keep people out like Adham if you want them to stay out, whether you're at home or on the road. They're 24/7 local monitoring. Make sure what's important to you is safe. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT for peace of mind. I don't even know if you heard Fish, but he said it. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT right now and let them know that Woodward Sports sent you.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Cintron is the official energy drink of the Red Wings, proud partners of the Detroit Pistons, and exclusively served at Little Caesars Arena. If you're looking for premium ingredients, long-lasting energy, balanced hydration, essential vitamins, and great taste, Cintron is your top choice.
Summer in the D is just around the corner, and Woodward Sports is ready for all the heat. Go Tigers! From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for joining us on the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. Also featured on the Roar on 99.1, 93.5, and 94.7 HD2. We are live from Big Boy here in Brighton on this fabulous...
What day is today?
Hump Day.
Oh, now I get it. That's why you got mad at me.
No. He was going to be a jerk. He knew what day today was.
I did. I just don't want to
trained him. He just doesn't want to.
I don't want to acknowledge it. I do want to acknowledge Jamel Cooper again in the chat. I think Dumbass of the Day, by the way. I have not announced a Dumbass of the Day in a long time. Jamel Cooper, really top of the line comments.
You should do one every day.
Sean McVay couldn't win anything until they got Stafford. Really. 2 division titles, Super Bowl appearance, NFC champions. Hasn't won anything, right?
Whoops.
All right, well, you know what? I promised the chat that if we got to 100 likes before 9 a.m., that I would do another T-shirt giveaway.
And they did.
We have these awesome, exclusive T-shirts to give. So
awesome. I love it.
What should they do to get a T-shirt?
They should call Jamel Cooper a dumbass in the chat.
First person to do so wins.
Everybody, whoever comments Jamel Cooper is a dumbass, you win the T-shirt.
And Maddie will sign your T-shirt.
I don't think anybody wants that.
I will sign it. If you guys want it signed, I will sign it. Signature means nothing right now, but anyways, regardless.
He'll put on there, Adham Cutie Pie at Beydoun.
Oh, no. Adham Hump Day Wednesdays.
Hump Day Wednesdays. Maybe we just won't sign it so that you'll actually want the T-shirt.
Oh, God. It's 9:07. I ruined our breaks.
You did.
I apologize,
It's okay.
everybody. All right. We got 9 minutes before the next break, so here's what we're going to do. The NFL admits that the Pro Bowl doesn't work, Terry. We're going to push Pistons to 9:17 because I want to get a full 12, 13 minutes on them.
Okay.
So for the next 8 minutes.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
I know you don't do Coney Islands.
No.
You don't.
Well, I haven't experienced it yet.
I will admit, is the Pro Bowl still in existence? Because I don't watch that garbage.
It is, and I hope this past year's Pro Bowl is the last iteration of it. My solution for it moving forward, Terry, I think they need to, you know how the NBA has All-NBA? Mm-hmm. Right, they announced the All-NBA teams. I think they already do the All-Pro teams, right, in the NFL. I think you just come out with the list of the Pro Bowl players. There is no game. And you make a ceremony about it, or you make a special day, an announcement day, where it's a 2-hour televised special programming where you announce the 22 best players on both sides of the ball in the AFC and the NFC. And I think that's great. And then what you can do is have all those individuals fly out to Indianapolis, Miami, wherever it may be. And
somewhere nice.
You host a meet and greet, right? You can get them with the fans, autographs, arcade. They play whatever, charades. I don't know what they'll do, but you get my point. You do something, fan interaction. I think that's the next step for the Pro Bowl. It should not be a game. The game of football is too violent. The outcome and the percentage of getting injury is way too high, especially in a Pro Bowl meaningless football game, even if they added meaning to it. You couldn't convince me, if I was a Pro Bowl caliber player, Terry, you couldn't convince me to play in the Pro Bowl, even for a $5 million signing bonus. Not even if I got paid $1 million just to play in that game.
I agree, but I'm going to prove to you that I'm a more fun guy than you.
Uh-oh.
That, yes, you should have some big ceremony, but I'm also in favor of having like an event. For instance, we always want to know who's the fastest guy in the NFL. Let's have the top 20 guys. They run heats, and then we have a final heat, and we see who's the fastest NFL player. Who's the last 8 guys in there. I would get all the offensive linemen, the big fat guys, put them in a diaper, rub butter on their titties, and Do sumo wrestling. Why not?
I'm sorry, what is going on? You give Terry a pie, and all of a sudden he goes off the rocker.
I mean, wouldn't that be fun?
For who? Fish?
Fish would like it. No, but have him sumo wrestle or something like that. Something fun. Don't forget the butter.
I am just no.
You disagree with that?
Aren't bad.
Man, I think that's a hell of an idea. I should be NFL commissioner.
Oh, God, no. Please, God, no. You know what I would do? I would have all the quarterbacks that suck do a throwing competition.
Okay. And then we can see how much they suck.
Since we're just throwing bad ideas out there. Oh, man. No, I think the Pro Bowl just needs to become a ceremony. I do. Maybe you have somebody funny host it, crack some jokes. Or it's just a TV special. There's no reason to play, I think, at all. Now, if they want to do skills competition, who's that really for? Punter, kicker, and quarterback. I don't think you show off skills as a receiver because every time you run a route, there is a possibility non-contact injury. You have to factor it.
What about my sumo wrestling?
That is an injury waiting to happen, especially with butter. It might slip.
Well, you slip off. You slide off.
Oh, man.
Maddie, would you take off your clothes and put butter on yourself and sumo wrestle if you were a Pro Bowler?
Well, you can ask Stick. I love butter.
Wait, we're in a public setting, though. We can't do that. Fish.
Oh, no.
Oh, Fish has got butter for her.
No, so they're sumo wrestling with butter, and they said, would you let somebody rub butter all over you? And I said, well, I do love butter.
See, butter is fun.
Oh, man.
I don't know, Terry. I don't think you want to see a 320-pound offensive lineman butt naked.
With just
Well, no, they're wearing a diaper. They're wearing a diaper.
Even if they're wearing a diaper,
I don't want to see a grown man in a diaper. I'm sorry.
Then why is sumo wrestling so popular in Japan?
Because
Are you making fun of our Japanese friends?
The Japanese people have a weird fetish. What the Japanese people have is a serious mental disorder. And what it is they have a fetish for fat people. Great dance? Greatness? There's nothing great about being a diabetic, putting butter on yourself, and throwing your stomach at each other. I
think it's fun, man.
Put it in reverse, Terry.
Oh, my God. What a disaster that would be. That would be
I think I'm going to gain 300 pounds and get into the circuit.
Please don't. For you,
Oh, you know what? I can't get the little ponytail those guys have, though.
That is impressive.
Yeah, so I can't do that. So I can't do it.
See, the one thing the Japanese people do right, though, is the food. Food's 10 out of 10.
Sushi. And you know what else they do? They know how to cut up those blowfish without poisoning people. Do you know what a blowfish is?
That puffy thing?
The puffy thing.
It's poisonous?
Yes. If you cut it the right way, you can eat it. If you cut it the wrong way, you will die.
What do you mean? If you eat it, you will die?
You eat it, you will die. But
How do you know if you cut it the right way?
There's experts that do that.
Holy shit.
So I don't want you cutting my
fish experts.
my puff. Yeah, they are. They are. And guess what? Most of those guys wear diapers when they do it.
Oh,
No,
God.
that's a serious thing. If you don't cut it right, you dead, son.
That sounds like a lot of things you don't cut right, and you'd probably end up dead. Maddie?
Well, you know what they do cut right?
Tell
the
me.
strawberry pie here at Big Boy.
right.
The Strawberry Fest is back at Big Boy. They brought back some of the classic breakfast items like strawberry French toast, hotcakes, waffles. You see Stick eating all the breakfast items behind me. If you're not feeling breakfast, don't worry. They have lunch for you as well, including a new strawberry bacon chicken wrap, crispy chicken wrap, nacho wrap, or a strawberry salad. And it doesn't stop there. You see it on the table. They have a very delicious strawberry pie for just $1.99 with the purchase of $7.99 or more. Try it at your participating Big Boy location.
At Wing Snob, staying humble's not our forte. We just have better wings. We're back at it again with our crispy golden brown fries and our famous boneless wings. Juicy, tender, hormone-free chicken. Your favorite signature sauces with no bone. Just when you thought Wing Snob couldn't get any better. Order online at wingsnob.com today. Wingsnob. We just have better wings.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us on the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network, live from the Big Boy in Brighton. I do have a full disclosure for you guys. They're not allowed to swear in the chat, so everything got deleted.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so I can't see who called your friend a dumbass.
All right, put DA for dumbass. Just put capital DA. What was the guy's name?
Can't you do the dollar sign?
Jamil?
Jamil Cooper. There you go. Nice. Way to go. So there you go. DA space.
But the first winner
Jamil
was
Cooper.
Andrew Smith. So Andrew Smith, you were my first winner.
All right.
But for this one, I gotta have something else.
All right. Well, look. Let's go into more nice things, which is
Doofus. That's nicer.
Terry, I brought this up yesterday. I kind of want to get your thoughts. My timeline for the Detroit Pistons moving forward to reach contender status, I believe, is for at the most 5 years. I believe, one, obviously, Cade Cunningham. Terry, I would like you to educate just our audience on the history of basketball so they understand there's no star. Typically, there's no star guard that just walks into the league and you're a championship team. And I mean winning a title. You just don't do that. You earn your stripes.
You don't. And don't bring up LeBron James. LeBron James is like one of the top 2 players of all time.
Yeah, but he didn't even win early.
Right, he did not. He had to go through it too. Typically, 5 or 6 years in the league.
You enter your prime. You're starting to be real good. You're a top 5, top 10 player.
The team has surrounded yourself for at least 3 or 4 years with players that complement your skills, and that's what the Pistons are going to do with Cade Cunningham. And so I agree with your timeline. By the time Cade, what's he, 22 now?
21, I believe.
21.
Cade is 21.
By the time he's 26, the Pistons should be at least contending for the Eastern Conference Finals. They should be one of those teams. You know what? If things work or fall the right way, they could possibly win it this year. Probably won't, but they have that opportunity. So by the time he's 26, we shouldn't be saying, the Pistons, if they play well, they could be a 7th seed. We don't want that.
No, and that's the thing is they're going to have to do that eventually, though, right? They're going to be a 7th seed. They're going to be a 5 seed.
Not 5 years from now.
Not 5 years from now, but in the next few years, next 1, 2, 3 years, they're going to go through growing pains. And I think people need to understand part of the journey, like I'll use the Steph Curry Golden State Warriors, Terry. Steph Curry gets drafted. They have 30-win seasons. They suck. Don't even make the playoffs. First 3 years is Steph Curry's time in Golden State. And then it's the Klay Thompsons get drafted, and then the Draymond Greens, and they all start developing in a 5-6 year window. And then by year 7, 8, 9, when the right coach was in town, championships.
See ya. We're there. Yeah,
and I think that's the same process, even with Isaiah. Isaiah's first title came in what, year number, correct me, 8 or 9?
I think it was 8.
Jordan, 8 or 9, I believe, was his first title. You need to earn your stripes in the NBA. You don't just get to walk in. Look at Giannis recently. He's a good example. Year 5, he became a very good player. 6, 7, superstar. Year 8, 9, champion. Takes time.
Right, and the other thing is this. The teams who are on top when you're going up, they don't just disappear.
They stay for a bit.
They stay for a bit, and they may not be able to beat you with athleticism and skill, but they can beat you with a mindset because they're older, they're more mature. And so there's games where you beat that team by 30 points, and then they beat you the next 2 games by 2 and 3. But you know what? They're still up 2-1. So they beat you by being savvy, and they don't disappear right away. So, I mean, Isaiah would have won a championship earlier, but the Boston Celtics didn't disappear.
I agree. And on top of that, you look at Cade's situation right now, the Detroit Pistons will have an opportunity to sign a Supermax player. They're going to be able to spend a lot of money. They can do a sign and trade for the Supermax, or they can just offer a max deal in free agency. The problem is, Terry, we both know, nobody's coming to Detroit Pistons in free agency.
Yeah, well, he's
Devin Booker in 2024, maybe.
That might be your best shot.
That might be your best shot, but
or your only shot.
Ultimately, how the Pistons will grow and develop is going to be obviously surrounding Cade with good pieces.
Right.
Surrounding him with shooters, surrounding him with a big man that he can run the pick and roll with. Sadiq Bey continuing to develop. Maybe he can be 50, 60% of what Klay Thompson is. That would be very good for this team.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to have to, if you want to build a star team, you're going to have to hit on the number 5 overall pick this year. If you want to build it only around Cade and surround him with athletes and shooters and big men, all right, fine. You can do that. Luka Doncic, I'm seeing him accomplish things in year 4 that Cade will eventually get to. But they can be contenders, I think, in year 4. Championship in 4 years? I don't think so.
No.
I think championship in 6, 7, 8 years.
Luka, to me, is a very dangerous man. But even though he's very dangerous, he's getting his ass kicked against Golden State. Yeah,
well,
they squeak one out. But
his team is letting him down, though.
Right. So, but you've got to develop that team. It's not just about the superstar. It's about
once
that
you have
GM.
them in place, you can start building for a contender. Oh, shit.
Really? This is very unprofessional.
Thank you.
Once again,
You want to know what else is
I have to scold the children here.
There's
You know
a
what?
big boy
It's
making
funny
his way
until
through.
somebody loses an eye.
Put the camera on Spencer.
Spencer Exter. Oh, boy. Look at this big boy coming through.
God. What is going on? Can we,
Maddie's getting excited.
I love it. I love it. Can we move it this way a little bit, Spencer?
Which way?
The other way. There you go.
I can't see me, so I don't know.
Maddie, just shut up.
Well, no.
The other way. Other way. There you go. All right, we're out here.
Don't tell me what to do.
We're out here working, guys. Don't do that, Spencer. Don't do that, Spencer.
I have no idea what's happening right now.
You don't want to know.
He's rubbing butter on Big Boy.
It's contending.
Were you really? Oh, jeez. I can't be your handler while I'm your back. My back is to you.
All right, look, Terry.
Yes.
I think we agree on the timeline. you guys are throwing me off all morning. We agree on timeline for contending. I think 4 years, 5 years. Contending meaning, they should be at least fighting in the playoffs for an Eastern Conference appearance.
And you have a player that you're building around who has that mindset.
Yes.
That I'm here to win something.
Which I think you have.
Now, if it was Jalen Green,
you'd be concerned.
I might say, I don't know about that, Adam. You should, but you're not.
Yeah, but you got, but if you have the Tatum, if you have the Luka, if you have the Trae Young, Cade Cunningham now, I feel much more confident about Cade Cunningham moving forward than the Raptors with Scotty Barnes, the Cavaliers with Mobley. At the end of the day, the Pistons have a player who in 4 years, possibly 5, will be regarded as a top 7 player in the NBA.
Here's how bad Cade Cunningham is, and I mean bad in a good way, is some of the people who did not vote for him for Rookie of the Year did a redraft. And they still had him as the number 1 player drafted.
Yeah, I can't fix stupid people, Terry. In life.
But they're not that stupid.
Yeah, they are. You'd be surprised.
They still picked him number 1.
Yeah, no.
Oh, boy.
What's the saying again?
I'll tell you what.
Little girl's
voice. You can lead
voice.
a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
No, the saying is you can't fix stupid. I think that's the one I think we all agree.
That's a good one.
And there are, again, you can't come out. Again, this is from the same NBA.com affiliate. You can't come out with Rookie of the Year voting, Scotty, Evan, Cade, right? 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then in the same 7-day period, come out with the top 10 players under 25, and Cade's number 6 on that list, and Scotty Barnes and Evan Mobley are nowhere to be found on that list.
Right,
and then you follow that up with a redraft where, Cade's still going number 1. Why isn't Scotty Barnes going number 1?
You know what that is?
Dumbasses.
That could be it, but it could be smoking too much weed, too.
I don't know.
Because your mind gets altered. Like you think one way one day and the other way. So that's probably what happened.
That Stick says no. This is a lie.
Oh, that's right. This is Mr. Weedhead over here. You can't talk about marijuana in front of him. He
Dang.
is.
You got a new name, Stick.
All right. I had Easy and Spencer on the show yesterday. I missed you, by the way. I hope you know I miss you on Tuesdays. I really do.
Do you? Okay. Well, I'm touched.
I'm starting to suffer on Tuesdays.
Oh wow.
So I bring on
sarcastic.
I bring on Spencer and Easy.
He can't handle just me, you know.
Oh yeah, you're tough to handle.
No, she's not. You just give her Taco Bell. She'll be fine.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Look.
Or wing snob and tell her to shut up.
That doesn't work out very well.
Okay.
Terry?
Yes.
Joe Dumars. His legacy in Detroit, I think is unquestionable. I don't think it's even a conversation. And I'm going to push Avila to 940 because I just don't want to talk about him right now. So we're going to head to break. When we get back, Terry, I want to discuss Joe Dumars' legacy as a GM, not as a player, as a GM for the Detroit Pistons. And I'd like to give you not only the NBA.com rankings on where he falls as an all-time GM, but I'd also like to give you the opinion of one of the heavyweights.
Yeah, I know which heavyweight you're talking about. And the heavyweight got attacked by Neil Rule. Neil Rule almost had a heart attack on the air.
I don't blame Neil for almost having a heart attack. So we'll be right back. Maddie, I have to tell everybody at home about the Mulligan, which is brought to you this summer by a Gypsy Vodka. When you're out on the golf course and you're having a good time with the boys, well, guys, here's what you do. You pick up a six-pack of Mulligan and you enjoy your time on the course. Don't worry about shooting low. Look, I know half of you suck, if not more than half of you suck at golf. It's okay. Have a good time. That's what golf's all about, having a good time. Make sure you're doing it with the Mulligan, made with Gypsy Vodka. And as always, drink responsibly.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Strawberry Fest is back at Big Boy. We brought back some of the classic breakfast items like the strawberry French toast, hot cakes, and waffle. If you're not feeling breakfast, try our new strawberry bacon chicken wrap, crispy chicken wrap, nacho wrap, or strawberry salad. The perfect recipe for springtime. And don't forget to grab dessert, including our berry delicious strawberry pie for only $1.99 with the purchase of $7.99 or more at participating Big Boy locations.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us on the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. Again, we are live from the Big Boy in Brighton. All of my friends are here. I was not ready for you to be staring at me.
If you guys want to know an inside secret to Maddie's love life, she has no friends. So
He's not wrong. 0 friends.
You don't count as a friend, Spencer. What is going on here? All right, Terry. Terry, Spencer's boy. Spencer's boy.
Easy. Yes, he's a heavyweight.
Is a heavyweight.
He wears very light shirts.
Yep, and he would qualify for your sumo wrestling with butter contest.
He would.
So what I'm going to say is I disagree completely. I think Joe Dumars is a top 12, top 11. I could argue maybe even number 10 on the all-time GM list. They have Jack McCloskey. They have Donnie Nelson, who was the Mavs GM when the Mavericks won it with Dirk. I think he's better than both of those two. He's more accomplished. He had more consistent success. Terry, my opinion, Joe Dumars delivered his first 9 years, 8 playoff appearances, 6 conference finals, 2 finals appearances. Should have been 3 finals appearances if the NBA just didn't decide to change the rules all of a sudden in the Miami Heat series. And then we don't need to talk about Rasheed Wallace leaving Robert Horry open. So I look back at those first 9 years, they trumped the last 5, which were bad, by the way. The last 5 years sucked. But that does not mean he is not a great GM. Terry, your thoughts?
I'm not going to use the word great.
Really?
I'm going to use the word very good. which is just a
What's the
step
definition
below.
of great then?
Great, it means you like one of the all-time. Red Auerbach would be great.
Well, he's top 10.
Okay, he's top 10. I don't know
Is
if
the
I'd put Joe.
Is the 10th best? Okay, here. He's
I don't know if
on
I'd put him top
NBA.com.
10.
On NBA.com, he's 13th. I'd move him up.
Joe is?
Joe. Yep.
That
Is
probably
the 13th,
makes sense.
Is the 13th best player of all time great?
Yes, but the 13th best GM of all time is not.
Why?
Because there's fewer GMs than there are players.
Of course, but that is still the 13th best GM. So is the 10th best GM not good? Not great? McCloskey not great? Donnie Nelson not great?
I would say very good.
Okay, I'm actually surprised by this. I like this.
But Joe Dumars, and I know Easy probably downgrades him because of Darko and because he drafted Martin Cleaves. And
but
he signed Charlie Villanueva and Ben Gordon.
But you're going to tell me very good is only – so 6 conference finals appearances in a row, 2 finals appearances, and a championship in a 9-year window is not great? And then you were there for years, for the last 5 years where his hands were tied behind his back. Like, I'm not understanding how he's not a great
because
GM.
the last 5 years do count. And I do know this. There was a, as far as signing Charlie V and Ben Gordon, his hands were tied from the standpoint that he thought that was the only year he could sign players. That because there was a transition as far as selling the team, that he had to get somebody on the roster, or else that was his last opportunity, so he goofed up there. But still, signing Charlie V and Ben Gordon was not a good decision, although I will admit it wasn't all his fault. So, once again, very good because the last 5 years count, whether we want them to count or not. But Easy, man, is like he was calling him a scrub, basically, which I totally disagree with.
I really would like somebody to qualify what a great GM is then. I'm really trying to understand. My definition, just so you know, is a championship-winning GM, a guy that built together not only a one-off year of success, a guy who built long-term success, 8 playoff appearances in his first 9 years, 6 conference finals in those 8 playoff appearances. That, to me, is long-term sustainable success, and he did it essentially with no superstars, by the way.
But you know what he did not accomplish, and this is what I mean by great. There's no dynasty.
How many dynasties are in the NBA? So that means there's only 3 or 4.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Great. Okay,
great.
So if that's your definition of great, then I'll tag along and say very good. But the difference is, what I think is great, is Dwayne Wade not a great player?
Yes.
Is Charles Barkley not a great player?
Yes.
But there's levels to it. Joe Dumars is, in my opinion, a great GM, but your Jerry Wests, your Red Auerbachs, those are levels above him, correct?
Correct.
I think that's why I'm getting frustrated when people aren't saying great, because he accomplished something not many and most GMs never accomplished.
You don't know me very well.
All right.
I don't throw that word around loosely. Great.
Okay.
You got to really be like, whoa, for me to consider you great. But I will say you're very good, which is in some people's minds, their greatness.
That's fine. I know. Again, based on your scale, so you're basically telling me the 3-4 GMs that have accomplished what you mentioned are great.
Right. They
Based on
created
that,
a dynasty.
Based on that, we can say then he's very good based on your scale. I would agree with it. I just think it is unjust not to recognize how good Dumars was.
He was
during
very
his time
good.
here in
And
Detroit.
he had to construct a multi-team trade to get Rasheed Wallace. And I know Easy said, well, Rasheed was a cancer in Portland. You know what? True. But he brought the cancer here. The cancer was the difference between them being okay or pretty good and to being a championship team.
So I'm going to ask you, I'm going to name off GMs. I want you to tell me if they're great or very good.
All right.
Red Auerbach.
Great.
Okay, Jerry West.
Very good.
Really? Not great?
That wasn't all him.
I mean, he's the second best GM of all time, according to.
Yeah, but did you see Winning Time?
Yes, but
that wasn't all him.
Again, he gets the credit for it at the end of the day.
Okay, if he gets credit for it, then great.
Greg Popovich from 94 to 2002?
Great.
Okay. Let's see. Jerry Cross, great, 100%. It has to be great. Even though nobody likes him. Nobody likes him, but he was great. Accomplishments matter. He had Michael Jordan.
He had Michael Jordan.
Joe Dumars didn't have Michael Jordan.
No, he
So
didn't.
what the hell's Joe Dumars?
Very good.
Pat Riley, great. I think we both agree?
Yes.
All right, cool. Number 6 on this list, Wayne Embry. Milwaukee Bucks, Cleveland Cavaliers.
No, not great.
All right, interesting. Jerry Colangio, Phoenix Suns.
I think he's a little overrated.
Okay.
But very good.
Okay. These are all Hall of Fame GMs, by the way, for everybody in the chat. Louis Moss, Los Angeles Lakers.
Very good.
Okay. Jack McCloskey?
What Jack had to go through back at the time, I'm going to say great.
Because he had to go through the Bird Celtics and Magic's Lakers.
Yeah, he had to go through the Bird, the Lakers, and the Bulls with Michael Jordan.
Pat Williams back in the day with the 76ers.
I liked him. I'm going to say very good.
Okay,
he was very.
So those were the 10 best ever. 5 of them you gave me great.
Okay.
Honorable mentions on this list were Donnie Nelson, the Mavs GM, who pushed for Dirk and won the chip eventually, and Joe Dumars.
Right. Well, Donnie Nelson also
is a one-off in my opinion. Though.
Failed at Golden State. You know, he tried the small ball thing, and he was also the coach, which I'm not a big fan of. So, Donnie Nelson. And, by the way, Donnie Nelson was my doubles partner in the tennis
Easy
thing.
says his hands weren't tied.
Easy is young and dumb, but I still love the guy.
Yeah, well, no, we love him 100%.
Can you
explain the situation for him?
The Pistons were in transition as far as being traded. I mean, not traded, but sold from Bill Davison to Tom Gores, who may not be the best owner in the world. And they basically, during that time, pulled his funding. So he had like a 1 or 2 year window to sign free agents. So he panicked and signed Charlie V and Ben Gordon, which is a mistake. But if you're thinking, I'm not going to be able to sign next year's free agents or the year after, I got to have a roster. And
so just so we're clear, because I do want to get on the same page.
Right.
Great GMs. There are only 6 of them. The 5 I named off for you that you told me were great.
Right.
Greg Pop, Red Auerbach, not Jerry West, Pat Riley, and Jack McCloskey, and one more individual.
And I put West on there.
Okay, so let's say there's 6. There's one more, Bob Myers, currently in the NBA. He is great. He has built a dynasty, and I believe the best organization in basketball in Golden State. So there's 7 great GMs ever.
Right.
And then there's a lot of very good ones.
Right.
So your definition of Joe Dumars, or excuse me, your definition of great was dynasties. All those GMs accomplished dynasties. And then GMs like Joe Dumars, who accomplish a title, lots of success, are just very good, but you don't associate them with
the
that
elite
level. Well, again, that's why I can say Dwayne Wade and Charles Barkley are great, but Dwayne Wade is greater, right? So we're saying the same thing, Terry. We're just not using the word
we
great.
have different terminology.
We're literally saying the same thing. So I'm glad we're on the same page in terms of Joe Dumars' legacy here in Detroit. Again, he did a really damn good job, especially early on.
No, he did a very good job. I don't know why Easy's on his case, because the Pistons, you had the Teal era, you had Doug Collins, who did a good job but was so volatile that he couldn't get that team to a certain level. And then so we thought, hey, Pistons are losing Grant Hill. They're done. But he constructed a team based on Ben Wallace, Chauncey Billups, who people didn't want. He got a bunch of misfits, players that people didn't want, and put them together. And you know what? The pieces fit, and they worked. And, you can say, well, he got lucky, or maybe he saw that and put the right pieces together. So if you're a Joe Dumars hater, you say, he got lucky. But if you're not, and maybe you're a little bit more astute, you say, yeah, you know what? He saw that that this could work, and he needed another piece, and he got it in Rasheed Wallace.
And look at the coaches he cycled through. Carlisle, Larry Brown, Saunders.
Right.
All were able to achieve 50-plus win seasons and get to a conference final. He had 3 coaches under his reign that were able to get to a conference final. That says something.
Right, and, he was willing to take risks. He got rid of Rick Carlisle, who I thought was doing a very good job. He brought in Larry Brown.
Similar to the Mark Jackson situation. Mark Jackson was doing a very good job. You're not Steve Kerr, buddy. Sorry. Championships.
Yeah,
Larry Brown, championships.
We want to win
Thank you.
championships.
All right, I appreciate it, man. Cool. We're going to have to break.
Easy, why'd you have to do that? Now I had to come down on him. He's my little
that's fine. I don't think you came down on him.
He's my little pizza pal.
Okay. We got to go to break. When we get back, I have some news for you. And I'm going to start the movement today, and I'm not going to back off of it. But before I do, the NBA playoffs and NHL playoffs continue. Make sure you're betting on my bookie. If you haven't signed up already, make sure you use code Woodward, and they'll match your first deposit, Maddie. Again, that's my bookie. Bet from anywhere, anytime using my bookie. And if you suck at gambling or you just have a problem, call 1-800-270-7117.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risks, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
Scott from the Woodward Bet Show, back at it with your favorite segment where I've done nothing but give you winners for the last 3 days. We're going to go for 4 here in a second. But first, you got to get over to the App Store and download my new favorite app, oddstrader.com. It's the best place to check all the odds at all the sports books. It's got live scoring, play-by-play updates, everything you need at the palm of your hand. But listen, let's get back to that winner. We're going back to the Dodgers minus 1.5 runs today against the Nationals. We're going to keep continuing to pound that bad bullpen. So let's go with the Dodgers minus 1.5. Woodward Bets, oddstrader.com. Check it out.
Make sure you're listening to Woodward Sports all day long. Start your morning with the Morning Woodward Show. Spend middays with Big D Energy. Watch and listen your drive home with the bottom line. And don't forget about Woodward Bets Daily. All live, all right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
Oh, our friends at Alta, they know that when it comes to getting your job completed on budget and on schedule, uptime matters. That's why Alta Equipment has partnered with the biggest names in construction, including Volvo, Leeboy, I don't know how to say those ones, but they have the most diverse rental fleet in Michigan. There's nothing your project can throw at you that Alta can't handle. Give them a call at 844-GO-TO-ALTA today. Alta Equipment, where uptime matters.
You know what else matters? Getting rid of Avila. Terry,
I thought
starting
you were
today,
say, get rid of me.
9:43 a.m., May 25th.
Clip it.
Avila must go. I will be in the streets downtown. This loser, this incompetent inbred, needs to get the hell out of Detroit, Terry. I'm not wasting any more time with this guy. 8 years to get at least 2 guys who could maybe hit over 250. You got a 39-year-old doing it for you. Nobody else.
How about a 500 record?
No, don't you
After
dare.
7 years.
Don't you dare bring up winning more than half of your games under Avila. Don't you dare say that. Please, God, no. Enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. I am so tired of this guy. Look, it's bad enough. And look, we can disagree on a lot of things, Terry, or who was worse, whatever. That's just all talk at the end of the day. Right, this is your opinion, my opinion.
This could be our kumbaya
But at the end of the day,
moment.
When you're compared to Matt Millen, you got to go.
You're
and
bad.
If Dan Campbell one day is compared to Matt Patricia, he's got to go. Like if you're compared to some of the worst individuals to ever grace the city of Detroit,
you know what the sad thing is? If William Clay Ford Sr. owned the Tigers, he'd give Avila a 5-year extension.
Oh, Terry, I would have a field day with the Tigers if they were owned by William Clay Ford. Are you kidding me? The Tigers, I believe, would have been the first team in MLB history to win under 15 games.
Or they'd be the first team in MLB history to have their World Series championships revoked because this guy was such a bad owner. What you did in 68 and 84, taking it away.
Oh, God. Maddie, why are you laughing?
Because there's no reason.
You
I
just laugh?
am laughing.
She's happy. Is it a crime to be happy?
Look at Spencer in the background.
Yeah,
He's so sexy.
Spence is behind me. We're just, flirting it up in the chat.
Oh,
so.
yeah.
Spencer looks like, I don't know
He's
if he
so
looks
happy.
like who are the alligator people, the swamp people, or what's the
Aquaman?
Oh no. No, you haven't seen swamp people. You know what they do? Yeah, they wrestle gators and they shoot them in the head.
Spencer's for sure a gator wrestler.
Or he could be on one of those dudes on Deadliest Catch.
Deadliest Catch without the crabs.
Yep.
You could have been part of our squad at the Tiger King.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I just got to black out one of my teeth.
You know what's funny, Terry, is I have zero faith right now in Chris Ilitch to pull the trigger. That's the problem. I am very, very, very upset with how this team is being ran. And honestly, I think what they need is A.J. Hinch to walk. I think Hinch needs to walk into that front office and say, this is a disaster. There's no depth. There's no farm system. There's Spencer with a mic, and we're not getting anywhere with this fat, stupid GM that we have in place.
Or Hinch could go in and say, it's either me or fat ass. Who you keeping?
This is the Terry I want to hear.
Right?
That's the Terry I want to hear.
Yeah, Terry.
That's what I signed up for. Damn right, Terry. Damn right. Me or him. And if I'm AJ Hinch, I'm walking.
You got to pound the
table. You have to pound the table, right, for dramatic effect. You have to. This is such a must. Avila should not spend another minute making decisions for the Detroit Tigers moving forward. Jackson Jobe. You know what's funny, Terry, about Jackson Jobe? Not that he's shown anything that he'll be a bust or anything, but it's funny. We continue to go with. We continue to go against what the league is doing. The league has taught us over time that taking the high school pitcher with a strong arm does nothing. You know what helps? You getting a batter, a guy that changes around your franchise. That's what matters. And then you can find quality pitchers in the second, third, fourth, fifth. The rounds are endless.
But there's another thing that tells me when you draft a high school pitcher, it's like, I ain't going anywhere. I know my job is safe.
That's another thing.
Chris Ilitch doesn't – I'm not going to say he doesn't want to win, but you know what? He's not willing to show
I don't want to
himself.
hear – I don't want to hear from the chat that Dave Dombrowski was given an open checkbook, and that's what delivered the Detroit Tigers' success. He maneuvered the farm system and was able to trade for assets. It started not in 2006. It started in 2004 when they got Pudge. This is not just we need money to get players, Terry. The money's not going to solve this team's issues. When you suck at drafting for the last 8 years, this is what happens. When you finally have a manager in place, and you're feeling good about what you kind of have, and that's what you get. What a joke, Spencer.
We have no tradable assets. And so our farm is our farm. Because coming into this year, I was like, okay, maybe we can, ship off Grossman, ship off Scope in the second half, get some nice prospects. Nobody wants those bums. Nobody wants those guys. Nobody wants somebody hitting 195.
Baby boy, you had Justin Verlander.
We didn't get anything for him.
And
that's the point.
Yeah.
And J.D. Martinez.
And Justin Upton. And,
right.
Yeah.
Got nothing for any of those guys. So that is, to me, that's why Avila should be gone, because he had these great assets and got Stugat.
I will personally eject Avila from Comerica Park. I'll go down there. I'll kick him out of his office. I'll throw him in the street. He needs to be gone.
You know what you need to do? Go to the press box and throw him out the press box into the stands.
Yeah, throw him into
That's what you need to do.
Perfect. And I'll give AJ a handshake while I'm doing it.
Abe's not listening.
Oh, so I can threaten to kill Avila?
I don't know. He was in the chat earlier.
All right, let's not murder anyone.
I'm just making a point.
There's a difference between killing and murder.
It's a joke.
So I'm supposed to understand your jokes.
Terry's
and then when I tell one, you're like,
joking.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Look, at the end of the day, when you have – guys, when Avila is making decisions for your franchise, and if you want to put the camera on Maddie, think about it this way. For every how am I going to word this? Think about it this way. Avila walks around eating 5 of those burgers an hour. And he's too busy worrying about what he's going to be eating instead of how he's going to make this team a better baseball team.
I don't even want Matt Patricia on heavyweights or Avila either. They're the same person. They're one being.
I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Avila could be a heavyweight.
Avila is not ready for heavyweights.
Oh,
you
God.
get roasted.
All right, Fish, what do you?
What?
Fish, what are you doing, buddy?
Oh, dude.
I'm scared.
Can Spencer wear the?
Yeah, Fish.
Can Spencer wear it, buddy?
Oh my God.
Fish is being really creepy. By the way,
I think it really works with a little skinny guy in it.
I don't know.
Let's see what it looks like with the fat guy.
They call him Big Boy, anyways.
I know. We got to get him some checker pants.
I mean, he pulls it off.
Oh yeah, he does.
He would look just like it. Do we have overalls here? This would be amazing. Spencer, take off. No, don't take off your clothes.
He will, so don't even ask him. Exactly.
Unbelievable.
Oh my gosh.
All right, it's time for mailbag. When
Yes,
we get back,
it is.
get all of your questions in the chat.
Best question in the chat wins a T-shirt.
I am game for that.
Can
and
you
also,
please do the right read this time?
you know what? It'd be nice to do a read if the goddamn order was in front of me. So
Well,
how
you
about
know
we not
what?
complain
You have
about it?
3.
Planet Fitness is where all of you big boys need to be going to get your asses in shape. Zero down, $10 a month.
Diva.
Start today at Planet Fitness. Your fitness is essential. Let them know Woodward Sports sent you. And if you want to put the camera on Maddie, please. We will see you guys in a little bit.
6 dark corners, a driveway and a patio, 5 windows that could become doors. Every house has unique security challenges. Guardian Alarm has more tech, more team, and more ways to help keep them all safe. Get a professionally designed and installed security and smart home system from Guardian Alarm. Sign up today and get a free video device. Guardian Alarm. Smart, right from the start. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
Well, if you are as pasty white as Big Boy over here, you need to head on over to Chili Peppers Tanning. That's where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D, with spotless sanitized rooms and trained certified at tanning professionals. Don't forget, of course, to join the Pepper Club for all the best deals on unlimited tanning. Chili Peppers has the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, and the darkest tans.
What the hell is going on this morning?
It's a mailbag.
It's mailbag time. You get your questions in the chat. The best question will win the T-shirt. Maddie, I think we already have a winner.
Maddie, how do you put up with Adham?
Yep, Jack Harrington. You read my mind.
I just tell him what's up.
I think Jack Harrington wins the T-shirt for that question. All right, what other
Answer the question.
Maddie, yeah, how do you put up with me?
Medical marijuana.
I think it's the other way around. How do you put up with me?
You're easy.
I don't
find you difficult to work with at all.
I also don't find you difficult to work with.
All right,
so
here,
we
Jack.
go.
There you go.
Here we go with the love fest. Why don't you kids go out on a date?
May I remind you that Adham is married and I am in love with Spencer. So
that is a very good point.
Keep your hands off my girl.
That's funny as hell. All right. Do you think Chris Ilitch will sell the Tigers? No. Would you sell a team if you owned it, you dummies? It is cash, guaranteed cash flow every single year.
It is true. However, I've heard rumors that corporations may swoop in to give him a deal that he can't refuse. here's the thing. Don't say he would never sell the team, because I don't think the Tigers are in his heart as deep as it was with Mike Ilitch. A lot of things that Mike Ilitch wanted to do, the family fought him on it. They thought he was too engrossed in the team. They thought he was too deep. And it wouldn't surprise me if Chris Ilitch did sell the team if somebody approached him and said, hey, here's a deal. And you know who could do that? I heard through the grapevine, like something like Comcast might be willing to do that down the road. So, yes, somebody could be a dumbass for asking would he sell it. I think he would, because I just don't think the Tigers are in his heart, not like the dad. So I can see him selling.
Bob's Big Boy's in the chat saying Big Boy Spence updating his Tinder profile. I don't do Tinder. That's how you get your organs harvested. People are out there. They're lurking.
What?
They'll come and find you. Just anonymous.
What kind of dates have you been on?
Anonymous meetups with random people you've never seen before.
Have you ever used Tinder?
True. Yes.
It's true.
In East
Dude,
Lansing, I use Tinder quite a bit.
I ran through San Francisco on Tinder.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? It
I'm
is a
telling
very
you,
good app.
You can't trust it.
Adam is a hoe.
Can't trust it.
It is a very good app. See, Stick has it up in the background.
Of
Guys,
course he does.
listen, when you're 21,
He's in Brighton. It's a new
when you're
city.
21 and 22 years old and you have access to everything.
I'm just going to a bar. I can find a lady at a bar. I don't need to get catfished and have my organs harvested in the back of some random
He
truck.
is right. They will get your organs.
That's how they get your organs.
They will. And you know what?
What kind of dates have you guys been on? I am against this.
Adam, no.
I'm trying to give them my organ. That's why I'm hooking up with them on Tinder.
No, they will take your organs and put them in the bathtub.
Sell them on black market.
Okay,
right?
we
These
are
are prime
done.
kidneys. These
What
kidneys
are you doing?
go for a prime
Where do you
price.
find? Where's this information coming from?
I'm telling you, man.
You're
You know
telling
what?
me.
I tried to stick up for everybody in the chat when they said that we were ratchet today, and I can't now. So thanks.
Oh, I was born ratchet.
No, but he's right.
I quit.
I don't know. I have never had a single bad experience on Tinder ever.
Just wait. Keep doing it.
No, I'm married
End
now.
up in a bathtub.
You still have your
You need
kidneys?
chloroform?
4 years. 4 years strong on Tinder back in the day.
Find a scar
No
right
issues.
here. You're gonna be
No
missing
I've
a
never had
kidney.
a Tinder.
No issues. I mean, really?
Yeah.
No. Well, loser.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Tinder was fun in East Lansing because
You can't have it both ways.
I
Either
mean,
you lose your organs
I don't use
or
it anymore.
you're losing.
I'm not gonna use it around here. I'm not gonna use it in Warren.
Well, there's no guarantee you'll lose your organs, but there's a
This
chance.
is not Warren.
Well, where I'm from is Warren, Centerline. Shout out CL.
Shout out to the Dirty Dub. We
But
love
no,
Warren.
It's East Lansing. You know, there's a bunch of people out there, so it's reasonable. In Centerline, if I say, "Oh, hi, come meet me in this back alley. I'll pick you up in my truck."
Yeah, you're an idiot if you
I'm
agree to
sorry.
meet somebody in a back alley.
What?
That's how you know. I'm telling you, Tinder's how you get harvested.
I don't believe that to be true. I have not been harvested to this day.
Hey, man.
Well, just because you
I might get back on Tinder just to experiment.
Then you're gonna get harvested.
I doubt it.
I hope.
You know
Never
what?
mind.
What Adam just said makes no sense.
What?
You just said, well, because it didn't happen to me, so
Yeah,
it doesn't
yeah,
happen.
exactly.
No, you
it's
haven't
like-
told me where it comes from. He said it's
Where it
happening.
comes from, it's on the web. It's
On the web.
You
You
got
know what,
people,
dude?
random people making
I could
profiles.
say I could
does
identify
happen.
as a woman and people would believe me.
Exactly. And then
On
you'd
the web.
harvest some organs.
On the web.
You make a
Jesus
fake
Christ.
profile, you get some guy to come meet you out, hit him with the chloroform rag, throw him in the truck.
Or chloroform rag.
That's what I'm scared of. I'm scared of getting
I'm gonna
harvested.
get kicked out of Big Boy for laughing too loud.
I don't want my
Yeah.
organs
Man.
to get harvested.
All right, we
My
got to get
kidneys
the
are
hell out of
prime
here.
real estate.
Right, then you look in the bathtub and there's your organs. You're like,
Exactly.
wait, I'm not in the bathtub.
Wake up 3 days later in a
Give me
Motel
one of
6
them
bathtub.
things.
Right.
Maddie, shut up.
Scar on your abdomen.
What the hell?
You want one of these?
Yeah. Give me the Big Boy.
Big boy bobblehead.
Guys, that's a wrap for us on the morning show. Big D Energy live at 11 a.m. here at Big Boy.
We kind of
It'll
went
be
off
a
the rails
blast.
today.
It was.
You went off the rails,
That's
Terry.
typically-
Speak
that's
for yourself. I did
typically-
nothing.
Typically how these events go. Shout out to Big Boy for having us here today. We thank them so much. It was such
We'll
a
be
blast.
here all day.
We'll be here all day. Come out in Brighton. Check us out on Grand River. If you want to meet the team, we're all going to be here all day. And
If you want a picture with Big Boy,
all of you behave and
this
remember
Big Boy,
Jamel Cooper.
Spence Big Boy, this Big Boy, all the Big Boys.
Remember this big boy anywhere but Tinder.
That's right.
On that note, we're out.
outta
Thanks,
here, guys.
everybody.
I got a Slim Jim for all the ladies out there.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.